Hi, this is the demo video for the final project for our team Newcastle United for the for CS411 at UIUC. Our final project was to create a fantasy Premier League draft, which is a web-based application based on the English Premier League. In this, users can join leagues with friends, draft players, and compete against each other. And the points that they get will be based on the real life performances of the players that they have in the teams. So let me just go ahead and show you the demo. So this is the login page. I will try logging in with the user that has not been created to show you the error handling that is being implemented at the backend. So this user doesn't exist yet, so it gives me an error saying that it's an incorrect username. Now, even if I put a correct username, but the password is incorrect, it'll still give me an error. So let's go ahead and register a new user. This registers the user and leads me to the home page for that user. Now we can go back to the main login page and log in with that user again. Make sure that the account has been created and the database has been updated. So as you can see, it leads back to the same page for the user. And over here, all the leagues are displayed. So these are the league names, the spots available in the league, and this indicates your status in the league, whether you're part of it or not. So right now, as we just created the user, he's not part of any league. Now, in case the spots available for a particular league are zero, I display that the league is full, and the league name is not clickable. Otherwise, all the league names which he can join are all clickable. So let's go ahead and click on one of them. So League Two. So this is the part where he gets to draft his own team. So uh, the format is that you're allowed to pick one goalkeeper, four defenders, four midfielders, and two forwards. But as this is a draft, we give you preferences to choose from. So you can pick your top three goalkeeper picks, eight for defender, eight for midfielders, and six for forwards. What we'll do with this data is we have this data from multiple users from the same league, and the algorithm that we have at the backend will basically um, assign the players to a team based on the preferences that were picked by the user. Now, if any of the user preferences is not available to be picked because he has already been drafted to some other team, then the next preference will be given a chance. Or if that's not possible, and if all the preferences have been exhausted, he will be assigned a random player from the undrafted players that remain. Player who had the first turn in the first round of the draft will have the last turn in the second round of the draft, and the player who went second in the first round will be the first one to go in the second round. This is to ensure that all the players have an equally likely chance of getting their preferred picks and of going first in a round. So I have already populated some of these lists, three of them, and you can see that there's some overlay in the players that they choose to make sure that some of them uh, clash with each other and get rejected, and the other preferences come into play. So I'm going to submit all of these. So all the draft preferences have been submitted for all the three teams now. Now I'll go and initialize the draft and assign the teams to each other through the backend code. So this is the interface that we've created for the backend to help initialize the teams. So the league ID for that particular league was 2. So I'm going to enter that and run the draft. So as you can see, the draft has taken place, and I can tell which player got assigned to which team from here. So as you can see over here, David was rejected for this particular team because he already got assigned to the team in the previous turn, and there are multiple occurrences of cases like that over here again, and similarly over here, and they happen again and again. So this ensures that the player who has been drafted once doesn't get drafted again. Okay, now let's go to the home page for one of these players. So as you can see, the league that was drafted was League 2, and now it has 7 spots available, and it shows that this user is already a part of that league. Now if I go ahead and click on that league, instead of leading me to the draft page, it now leads me to a page where I can see my team and the points that it has currently. From here, what I can do is I can ask for transfers. So I can go to the transfers page and I can either transfer with undrafted players or transfer with the players that have already been drafted. So if I transfer with undrafted players, I can choose which player which player of mine I would like to transfer. So for example, if I want to transfer this player, and if I this is the list of all the undrafted players, and if I want uh, this this player in my team, then I can just click on him and click submit. However, there's a check which happens first, which sees if the two players are in the same position or not. So I try to make an illegal transfer. So this warns me. So now I'll try to make a valid transfer. So between this player and this. So now the player positions do match, and since the transfer was with the undrafted player, the transfer is automatically completed. Now I'll try to transfer with the drafted player, and as you can see, the new player is in my team. And let's try to transfer him with another player, and the players do match in position, and players position match and the transfer request has been sent. So let's go to the other player's profile. This player currently has an offer from the other user, uh, a transfer for one of his players, and he can either accept or reject it. Let's make another transfer for the player that is being offered. So yeah, there's two transfer offers for him for the same player but a different player in return. So he can either accept or reject them. I'll go ahead and so as you can see, on accepting, both the players vanish because both the requests were for the same player, and the current user gets the uh, player that was offered to him because he accepted the request. Another thing that we can do is we can view the league standings. So this takes us to a page where all the teams in that particular league are displayed, and the points that each team has are also displayed. We can also view the transfer recommendations for a particular team. So we can go to the transfers page and view transfer recommendations. So over here, the current team for that player is displayed, and it suggests transfers based on the position. So this is the goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forward. So we choose the worst performing players in each position, and we recommend players from undrafted as well as drafted players that are left as to which player can better suit the team and how can they help earn more points. And if the person wants to make the transfer, then he can go back to the transfers page from here and request a particular transfer. And yeah, that's about it for the demo. Thank you.